Now we have come to the most awaited fireside chat with Mr. Vikas Bhonsle, Chief Executive Officer, Crayon Software Experts India, and Dr. Deepak Kumar Sahu, Chief Editor, VAR India. Mr. Vikas Bhonsle is the CEO of Crayon Software Experts India Private Limited and leads the efforts of Crayon Software Experts across India since June 2014. Vikas has an experience of 20 years of experience. Prior to joining Crayon Software Experts India, he was associated with Dell India as General Manager for the mid-market business handling $300 million portfolio. He is well recognized for his ability to build a value-driven organization while delivering on the business forecast, commitment, and especially capability to kickstart new business opportunities.
I would like to invite Mr. Vikas Bhonsle, CEO, Crayon Software, for the fireside chat session. To start with, Vikas, can you talk about what are the key initiatives taken by Crayon Software to differentiate in the industry?
Hey, thank you, Deepak. I hope you're doing well. Thank you for having me on this fireside chat. When you really go and talk to anybody today in the marketplace today, they will say they are a digital transformation expert. So in many ways, it's become very crowded market where everyone is talking about the same kind of services. Hence, making a differentiation to be able to be successful is very important. I'd like to answer your question from a people process technology paradigm. Really from a sweet spot that we have amongst all the things that we do, the work that we do with ISV through the ISV Incubation Center, which is all about educating, activating, and then enabling the ISV is a big area of differentiation for us. We make ISV solutions available on different clouds. We help them go to market, we help them sell, and we absolutely understand the technology needs of the ISVs. And we work with more than 200 of these ISVs currently today. When you look at the platforms, right, we have invested in our own platforms, and Cloud IQ is one of them, which is our automation and provisioning platform for cloud, which works for all kinds of cloud providers, is a definite point of differentiation. Service IQ, another one, which is more about enabling ISO frameworks for our customer on the software side, is another level of differentiation that we have. And then, just as an example, Empower IQ, which is enabling free training across different technologies. And we gave that access free for our customers when the pandemic struck last year. Our areas, our tools and platforms that we have invested in, which are a big area of differentiation for us. I think whatever you try to do in the marketplace today, in terms of technology adoption or helping customers, eventually it is the people who go and deliver. And I cannot answer your question without talking about a big emphasis on the culture that we are building inside, right? So I am very proud to say that we are a great place to work. We are amongst the top 75 IT companies in the country in our space. And that reflects the culture we have. This culture is full about learning. This is about, collaborating, winning, having respect for each other, and the opportunities that we provide our people to grow and get skilled. We have, for example, we have something called as a Field Readiness Index. This is certifications and readiness and technology that every single individual has to go to, so that is able to go out and face, the challenges and the customers and the partners. So I think culturally, from a people standpoint, that's also very important.
Okay, good. What is your predictions on new technology trends in coming time, with this new culture of remote and hybrid working to be the new normal?
It's a very interesting question, Deepak, and I think the repercussions could be very vast. I think the first thing that comes to mind, and you, me, everybody's seeing it. So the first thing I would like to talk about, the moment you started working from home, we all felt the need to have a more stronger bandwidth, right? Because we were facing the cameras all the time, our videos needed to be on. All our communication and collaboration was essentially on the devices, right? So the first and the very simplest form of technology was having high latency, high bandwidth, low latency, high bandwidth needs for our devices. Devices suddenly became important. Are these devices having enough memory? Are they having enough storage? Whilst we still go and take things from the cloud, if your network connectivity isn't very good, then all of these things come in. So edge computing obviously becomes better. Right? Collaboration tools become better. When you are working from home or working hybrid, then security breaches can happen from anywhere, right? You're now outside the perimeters of your office. So we classically had the VPN, but now I think we need to all get more smarter and look at, zero network access kind of solutions. right? Zero trust network access kind of solutions. So I think that becomes important. But then if you try and expand this even further, then there are endless possibilities, right? Productivity software. Are you really working? Are you being productive? Okay, that comes to mind immediately. Space allocation, right? Especially for big offices. You don't know who's going to come in and go out. So hot desking becomes important. So there could be software that can really go and start looking at what is the space allocation. Employee experience software, right? If you're not going to come to office and you're not going to have in-person engagement, how do I make sure that the experience that I'm imparting to an employee is good? So this could include analytics. This could include surveys that you keep taking from your employees so that you're able to, gauge the level of motivation and engagement of an employee. And then you could have video tools. You could have more sophisticated security. And I think, from that standpoint, it's limitless, the kind of technologies that you could have.
You are right. How you align your business in this ever-changing IT landscape? Can you share some of the best practices adopted by Crayon Software Experts?
Yeah. See, the world has changed since March 2020. That goes without saying, whether it is globally, whether it is in India, right? In March 2020, we suddenly felt that, a lot of customers were really scampering to have business continuity, resilience, have collaboration solutions, and so on and so forth. Digital transformation was accelerated. Everybody talks about that, so I'm not going to speak about it. When we thought about ourselves in this kind of a world, we said, what are we going to do differently that people will want to work with us? Right? And so one of the earlier things that we decided to do was to invest for our customers and partners. And amongst everything else, we said there is an external ecosystem for us, for us to step up and be true partners to our customers. So what we decided to do was, irrespective of who comes to us for help, we will first go and help without even asking, because a lot of our customers didn't have budgets. A lot of our partners were scampering for payment terms. All of this was not anticipated, right? So we said we will go and help. So the approach we took was, we will go and educate, create awareness, consult, advise. You will not believe, for example, just in the last quarter, we conducted more than 350 workshops within a span of 75 days. It's like 5 to 6 workshops per day. And the whole intent was, whether it is on migration, whether it is on collaboration tools, whether it is on security, any kind of myriad subject, we will advise you. We will help you. We will put the money. We will work with whosoever at the back end, and we will put the money on the table. After that, if you really are interested in what we are telling you, and you want to do some level of heavy lifting on your infrastructure application, blah, 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 we will help you do that. Okay. And then bring to light the solution that you want. And we did a lot of investment in this area. The offset of that has been that we've won a lot of customers. So we won almost like 600 customers purely on services alone. And now we are doing n number of different types of services with them, additional to their consumption in the licensing business. So I think this whole approach of, I'm there for you, no questions asked, and I'm going to help you or educate you to whatever you need to do, and then help you get there in whichever way we can, I think is winning us a lot of customers and appreciation in the market.
Wonderful. So you must have got a very good roadmap for 2021. Can you share your roadmap?
Yeah, I think the roadmap is an offshoot of what we are doing, right? So 7 years back, Deepak, when we started, our roadmap was very clear. People used to ask me, what's your strategy? My strategy then was show up. Show up means just go and be where the customer is. We just need customers. So show up everywhere. And people say, there's no strategy. Just go to customers, acquire logos. Over the last 7 years, we've acquired 2,000 logos, more than equal number of partners. Now, as the world is evolving and the customer needs are becoming very, very specific, right? We are realizing that as an organization, we may not have the capacity to address that wide, a need of the customer. We needed to be more specific. We need to go deep. So our strategy in the next year is to zero down on about 300 to 400 of those accounts, which are high potential accounts in the marketplace. There is an alignment to the kind of services and consumption and licensing that we do, and then start going and doing deep selling. Our whole culture of of learning, of account planning, of building in key talent and retaining them, and then the platforms and processes which I spoke to you very early in the conversation, then can all come to life in this. And I think that's where we are. We want to accelerate our services journey, but the services journey cannot get accelerated till you optimize what you want to do. You just can't go and do a pray and spray approach, right? I mean, you need to become a lot more specific, and your route to market needs to be well defined. And I think going into next year and the year beyond that, Crayon will invest in really optimizing our go-to-market with respect to our solutions, products, and our platforms, and make sure that we are bringing the entire gamut of services for our customers and partners.
Wonderful. As Crayon says that he is the software experts, I would say Vikas is the software expert, and also expected or assume that you are a cybersecurity expert also. On this background, can I ask you your viewpoints over the increasing in the high-tech crime in the BFSI sector?
I mean, why only the BFSI sector? It's not the, by the way, I was doing some reading on this, Deepak, and it's actually the healthcare sector, which is the most.
Yeah, both the sector. You can give your pro.
Yeah. So I think it's, I think as technology is becoming more and more prevalent in the world, and it can be used for doing larger good, the same is applicable for hackers, right? They are also getting much more smarter. Yesterday, a friend of mine lost 70,000 because he was cyber hacked. Okay, about four months back, one of my relatives, somebody called and said, you getting a bonus on your premium, and she was fooled into opening her accounts. They are so good, both on technology and in the way they speak. And she was 5 lakhs was siphoned off from her account. And I think this is just very simple examples that I'm giving, which we see every day. Phishing attacks are very common. In a month, I at least get 5 emails which says that it is from the founder of our company, and I am supposed to pay some money to somebody, right? So I think it is all, eventually it boils down to what is security. I mean, cyber security cannot become an IT priority. It has to become an enterprise-wide initiative. It just can't be that it's the technology leader who financial institutions don't only need to keep themselves aware, but I think
there was some network issue.
Yeah, is it better now?
No, you have to start from begin, because it was mom like anything. You have to start again. Okay. So my take is, why only BFSI when the healthcare sector is very prone to such kind of cyber attacks? If I were to look around what's happening in our world and just take practical examples from what's happening. Yesterday, a friend of mine lost 70,000 rupees from his bank account. 4 months back, a relative of mine was fooled by some hackers, and 5 lakh rupees were siphoned off from her account. So I think as technology is become more and more robust, that applies for hackers also. They are getting more and more smarter, right? So essentially, it means that our security policies need to become that much more stringent and robust, right? But for me, what's more important is that security should not only remain as an IT priority. I think they should become an enterprise-wide initiative and priority. I think awareness is extremely important. And I think it is the job of everyone to be self-aware, to be extremely cautious about what they're doing. And that education has to not only happen for the financial institution, it has to happen for the entire supply chain. Because that's the only way you can become smart about it. DDoS attacks, phishing attacks are extremely common. I get at least 4 to 5 emails every month, which says it is from the founder of our organization asking me to transfer money to some account, right? So I think if you're aware, you don't fall for it. If your security policies are very strong, then you can break through such kind of breaches. But at the end of the day, one has to always remember that while technology can do good, it can also cause you a lot of harm. So just being vigilant and just being aware of what's happening around us and having strong policies around will help. Thank you. Thank you, Vikas, for sharing your valuable inputs. I'm sure with the expert of your team, your 200 plus clients are going to get benefit from your lot. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Deepak.
Thank you, Mr. Bhonsle, for a wonderful presentation, which is really an eye-opening for everyone present here.